Giganotosaurus is a genus of carcharodontosaurid dinosaurs that lived in what is now Argentina during the early Cenomanian age of the Late Cretaceous Period, approximately some 100 to 97 million years ago. It included some of the largest known terrestrial carnivores, with known individuals equaling or slightly bigger than the size of the largest of the genera Tyrannosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus, but not as large as those of Spinosaurus. Description: the skeleton of the holotype specimen is about 70% complete and includes parts of the skull, a lower jaw, pelvis, hind limbs and most of the backbone, missing only the premaxillary, jugulars, quadratijugulars, the back of the lower jaws and the forelimbs. A second specimen has also been identified, found in 1988 by Jorge Carvo and consisting of a fragment of a lower jaw, said to be 8% larger than the corresponding part in the first specimen. The skull of Giganotosaurus is large. That of the holotype was in 1995 estimated at 1.53 am in length. Even though the original authors briefly claimed the length to be up to 1.8 am leading to an estimate of 1.95 am skull length for the referred specimen this claim was not repeated by subsequent workers and one of the original authors was in 2002 co-writer of an article giving a holotype skull length of 1.6 am. Some have claimed that even the original estimate was too long and believe the skull to be almost exactly comparable to the one of Tyrannosaurus in length. The skull is slender and elongated in build, with rugose areas on the edges of the snout top and above the eye. The supratemporal openings were overhung by the edges of the skull roof where the jaw muscles of each side directly attached instead of meeting each other at a midlined skull crest. The back of the skull is preserved as strongly inclined forwards, bringing the jaw joints far behind the attachment point of the neck. The endocyst of Giganotosaurus has a volume of 275 cc and including the olfactory bulbs, it was 19% longer than that of the related theropod, Carcharodontosaurus saharicus. The shoulder blade was very short and thick, with sudden kinks in its shaft. The am had a paddle-shaped end. The thigh bone, 1.43 am long in the holotype, had a head that was pointing relatively upwards. The mid-dorsal vertebrae carried rather high spines. The total length of the holotype has been estimated between 12.2 and 12.5 am, the largest specimen is 13.2 am, and the weight between 6.5 and 13.8 tons. Paleobiology: titanosaur fossils belonging to Ansaurus and Lemasaurus have been recovered near the remains of Giganotosaurus, leading to speculation that these carnivores may have preyed on the giant herbivores. Fossils of the related Carcharodontosaurid Mapusaurus grouped closely together may indicate pack hunting, a behavior that could possibly extend to Giganotosaurus itself. Blanco and Mazzetta estimated that for Giganotosaurus a growing imbalance when increasing its velocity would pose an upper limit of 14 meters per second to its running speed, after which minimal stability would have been lost. In 2005 René Section-Wathurian each estimated that the bite force of Giganotosaurus was 3 times less than that of Tyrannosaurus and that the lower jaws were optimized for inflicting slicing wounds. The point of the mandibula was reinforced to this purpose with a chin, and broadened to handle smaller prey. Classification: Giganotosaurus, along with relatives like Tyrannototan, Mapusaurus and Carcharodontosaurus, are members of the carnivore family Carcharodontosauridae. Both Giganotosaurus and Mapusaurus have been placed in their own subfamily Giganotosaurinae by Correa and Curry in 2006 as more Carcharodontosaurid dinosaurs are found and described, allowing interrelationships to be calculated. The following cladogram after Novas al. 2013, showed the placement of Acrocanthosaurus within Carcharodontosauridae. Discovery and species. The most complete find of Giganotosaurus was made by Ruba copyright N. Dario Carolini, an amateur fossil hunter who, on July 25, 1993, discovered a skeleton in deposits of Patagonia in what is now considered the Cordilleras Formation. The discovery was scientifically reported in 1994. The initial description was published by Rodolfo Correa and Leonardo Salgado in the journal Nature in September 1995. The type species is Giganotosaurus carolinea. The generic name means giant southern lizard, derived from the ancient Greek gigas I plus or minus I meaning giant, notos I 1/2 I meaning southern, and sauros/I florin I plus or minus I meaning lizard. The specific name honors Caroni. Paleoecology, Giganotosaurus was probably the apex predator in its ecosystem. It shared its environment with Titanosaurian sauropodansaurus and the Rubacosaurid sauropods Limasaurus and Noctispondylus. Iguanodont and ornithian remains have reportedly been found there too. Large abylisaurid Tripodecryxinotosaurus also shared the environment, and was possibly a competitor at times. Smaller predators also inhabited the area. These included Dromaeosaurid Bitroraptor, Alvarez redalnachetri, and basal Coelurosaurian bicentenaria. The primitive snake Najash lived here as well, along with turtles, fish, frogs, and cladotherian mammals. Pterosaurs also lived in the area. References. External links, Giganotosaurus at Dino Data. What were the longest heaviest predatory dinosaurs? Mike Taylor. The Dinosaur FAQ. August 27, 2002.